Welcome to reality. You're now on the Code of Mind channel. Nobody comes to awakening out of ease. Nobody steps out of the matrix simply because they are curious. There is always pain, a point of fracture, deep, silent, frozen, the kind that nobody knows about, not even you yourself. Someone grew up in a house where nobody shouted, yet every glance was cold. Someone heard "good job," but felt no one actually sees them. Someone grew up where love had to be earned, where be good meant stop being yourself, where do not feel was never spoken aloud, but implied by every single day. Someone forgot how to cry. Someone learned to always smile. Someone became strong too early because otherwise they wouldn't have survived. This pain is not found in the events, but in what did not happen. You weren't held when you fell. You weren't listened to when you spoke. You weren't protected when you were afraid. And you weren't told you are okay when you felt that something was wrong with you. Psychologists call this a deficiency trauma. It is about a void that nobody filled, which now dictates adult choices. You do not trust because you weren't heard. You are afraid to open up because you were mocked. You leave first because you were once abandoned. And so you grew up, but inside, that same 5-year-old remains, alone, terrified, waiting for someone to come and say, "Everything is different now, you are safe now." But nobody comes. Neurobiology states bluntly, emotions experienced in childhood are woven into the neural map of the brain. They become a filter through which you see the entire world. If you once realize that the world is unsafe, you will live your life as if this is the ultimate truth. Peter Levine, the author of Somatic Therapy, writes, "Trauma is not what happens to us, but what we hold inside in the absence of an empathetic witness. It is what remains in the body after the event is over. Yet it is precisely through this point of pain that the light enters. Awakening begins where you can no longer bear not to feel, where you get tired of being a mask, where it becomes impossible to live for others, and where you choose to go back for yourself. Not to blame anyone, but to be honest with yourself for the very first time. To admit, yes, I was in pain. Yes, I was alone. Yes, I became convenient because I was afraid to be real. But now I choose differently. This is not a one-day process. This is not just healing. It is a reunion with yourself, with your body, with your voice, with your truth, and with the part you lost while trying to earn love. Most people think they are making choices, that they choose their partners, their jobs, their style, their rhythm of life. But the truth is, they simply choose whatever won't hurt, or whatever resembles what has already been, even if it is destructive. You choose relationships not out of love, but out of a familiar feeling where you have to earn it, where you aren't heard, where you are once again not quite right. You choose a profession not by calling, but by safety, according to a parental script, guided by the voice that echoes inside. You are obligated, you must, you won't manage otherwise. You live in a city where you feel cramped. You live in a body that is tight. You live in a head where the exact same thing repeats every single day. What if I ruin everything? What if it fails again? This is called reenacting trauma through a behavioral pattern. It occurs when the psyche seeks out misfortune, a repetition of pain, in order to, perhaps this time, defeat it. You choose a partner who is cold because you want to prove that you are worthy of warmth. You work yourself to exhaustion because you want to prove that you are needed. You stay silent because once, when you spoke your words, you were pushed away. And everything you call your character might just be a layer of protective adaptation. The longer you reacted in one specific way, the stronger those neural connections became. The brain doesn't care whether you are comfortable or not. It chooses the familiar, not the best. You may dream of freedom, but your muscles are clamped with shame. You may want intimacy, but your body anticipates a threat. You may say, "I can do anything," but inside is that voice from childhood. Sit still. Don't get in the way. Silence is safety. Trauma is not just a memory. It is an architect. It designs what you see. It decides where you look, whom you let in, what you fear, and what you consider normal. And as long as it remains unacknowledged, it continues to build your world. Do you want to break free? Not through resistance, not through masks of success, but through a return inward, to the place where everything once broke down, to the place where you decided, I can't, they won't understand me. I am not important. The key lies there. Not on the outside, not in a coach, not in a course. It lies in seeing that you were never weak. You were adapted. You were a survivor. You are not living your destiny. You are living your template, but it can be let go. Not abruptly, not by force, but simply by ceasing to repeat it. One new action, one new thought, one new choice, and the structure begins to crack. That is exactly when you first ask yourself not what do they want from me, but what do I want if there were no fear? And that is when life begins. Not as a reaction, but as a creation. Not as survival, but as a return home. You can understand everything. You can sort your traumas into neat boxes, read dozens of books, and even talk about yourself to the outside world. Yet, upon attempting to change something, an inexplicable fear, tension, and heaviness arise. You are still trapped, and that is the reality. Because the body is still back there. You can say I am calm, while your breathing remains shallow. You can say I am strong, while your shoulders are slumped down. You can say I am free, while your gait is rigid, as if someone is pulling you back. This is the unexpressed pain, forged into your movement, into your posture, into your reflex. PET brain scans of traumatized individuals show abnormal activity in the amygdala and brainstem, the areas responsible for survival and anxiety. Even in a peaceful setting, their bodies react as if danger is near. Therefore, when you decide to start a new life, the body resists. It doesn't believe it. It doesn't know that you are already safe. You go to an important meeting, and there is a tremor inside. You say, I am worthy, and your stomach tightens. You encounter love, and your body prepares for rejection. This is not sabotage. It is an instinct. The body preserves the version of you that once suffered, and it will not forget until you go back there and say, I am here. I see you. You are not alone anymore. You cannot heal as long as you perceive your body as an enemy, as long as you want to stop feeling, as long as you ignore its signals, calling them nonsense. Peter Levine, the creator of the somatic experiencing method, wrote that animals in the wild are rarely traumatized because they know how to discharge tension, but humans lock it inside themselves. We are the only species that carries pain as a given, clenches its teeth, chokes its voice, and gets used to pain like it's clothing. Do you want to step out? Start listening. When your body tenses up, when it grows heavy, what does it want to do but doesn't? Maybe you want to cry, to stay silent, to stand up and walk away, to exhale, to open your hands, to relax your jaw, to drop to the ground, just to be, rather than to do. And at that moment, healing begins, not in the head, but in the body that has finally been heard. You are not obligated to be who they made you. You are not obligated to repeat. You are not obligated to survive when you could actually live. You are not a system. You are consciousness capable of rewriting itself. Rewriting is not magic. It is not, I understand everything now, so tomorrow will be different. It is a shift in your internal vibration, which leads to an actual change in your life script. Here is how it happens. Stop the loop. You notice, I want to leave again when it gets close. I want to prove again that I am worthy. I freeze again when it's time to speak. This is not a defeat. It is a signal. You do not run. You see. Consciousness itself is the point of rewriting. A new reaction. If you are still doing what you did before, you are on the old branch. If you want to do what you did before but you don't do it, you are in transition. To stop, to exhale, to say, I am doing it differently right now from this moment on, even if your voice shakes, even if you feel uncertain. That is exactly where the new reality is. Daily reinforcement. Neurobiologists say that for a new neural connection to become strong, it takes anywhere from 21 to 60 days of repetition, but not by force, rather with focused attention. It can be just 5 minutes a day, but they must be honest minutes. When you sit down with yourself and ask, where am I betraying myself? Where am I on autopilot again? What am I choosing right now? Working with the body will not forget until you release it. Movement, breathing, speaking things out, presence. Rewriting is not about becoming someone else. It is about becoming yourself, but for the first time, without fear. Permission for a new reality. You do not have to suffer to earn it. You do not have to be perfect to be loved. You do not have to fight to live well. You can simply stop supporting the old, and it will begin to crumble. One new thought, one new movement, one choice made differently than before, and reality is already not the same. Rewriting doesn't happen overnight, but it begins in a single second when you finally say, enough, I choose myself. Here are 5 simple steps you can take today to shift to a different line of reality, the one where you are living, not repeating. Step 1. Tell the truth at least once today to any person or to yourself. A truth that you usually swallow, directly, without fear, without playing a game. Just once. This will already be a hack of the template. Step 2. Feel the body. Close your eyes. Ask where the tension is right now. Don't change it. Don't fix it. Just be with it. This is the return. You are no longer running. Step 3. Stop the autopilot. You will notice the exact moment where you want to react the old way, to justify yourself, to close off, to ignore, or to say yes when you want to say no. Don't do it. Choose otherwise. Silence is also a choice. Step 4. Write down what you actually want, without filters. Not what is proper, not what is realistic, but what is honest. What do you want from yourself, from life, from the world? This is your new assembly point. Step 5. Find 10 minutes to just be with yourself. Without a phone, without background noise. Just you and your inner voice. Not for analysis, but for presence. That is precisely where the new you grows. Without noise, without fuss, without anyone else's expectations. Thank you for being with me on this channel. I wish you the best possible branch of reality. Subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Take care.